Smile, the world's
Fucking
not
hell.
ending just yet.
Actually, wait a minute. I don't need it. Don't use it on me, you cunt.
Let's get to the exciting part.
Yeah, we could have accidentally died there. Okay.
Our time has come. Our path leads
Okay,
on.
what's this? Mutasaifon's letter. If you're reading this, Hepsamir, my plan has most likely succeeded. I am now leading an army, my army, for the lands of Galarian, and you are shaking with terror, waiting to find out how your father will punish you. How I wish I could be there to witness your humiliation. Perhaps Baphomet will spare you and send you after me. You probably hope to capture me and make me suffer, using the power of the Ninjan crystals that I helped you obtain. Well, you should know that first of all, the revival system I created for myself is flawless. You can't kill me, even if you manage to kill me. Second, I am already close to perfecting my deadliest weapon. Do you know what it is? I'll be able to temporarily remove the powers and abilities that are bestowed by Ninjan crystals. See, I've told you my secret, but I will not tell you how I will achieve this feat. What will you do? What will it be? A poison? A spell? A magical object? I want you to think about the possibilities so that you shudder and flinch to every shadow. Long time ago, I learned a simple lesson. To gain power in the abyss, you must seize your underlings by the throat with one hand and destroy your enemies with the other. Well, you destroyed many enemies, but you've never been good at controlling your subordinates. I've been preparing this rebellion for years, weaving intrigue, recruiting allies, gathering resources, and working out a revival system for myself. But you never noticed. Be sure you mentioned that to Baphomet. He'll likely appreciate my subtlety, although he'll not be pleased that an ordinary demon, an incubus spawn, no less, has tricked his princess daughter. Farewell, princess. I look forward to seeing you, but I will not be disappointed if your death prevents us from meeting again.
I will guide us.
The struggles never cease. I'm glad I was useful to you.
Yeah. Okay, Darian, you didn't heal yourself.
The waiting's never fun. Oh, skip the pleasantries.
Okay. Have a quick rest before we take ourselves to fight Hepsamira. Okay, apparently that food isn't makeable anymore. Acorn pie. We'll go with that one. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be able to quell the corruption, to be fair. Okay, let's do this. I'm a little bit annoyed that I let him get away, but sometimes being good isn't good. In the sense of you have to make decisions you really don't want to make.
Quiet steps. Weapons ready. Let us press on.
You followed me for a long time, you frail, prophetic little stalker. But then you disappeared. You've been gone for so long, I thought you were dead. I'm glad you proved me wrong. I would have enjoyed it if you had died alone in the darkness, lost and forgotten. But I would much rather punish you in person. Behold the great daughter of Baphomet in all her glory. A daughter of one abominable lord of the abyss and an avatar of another. I'm glad to find you both here. Instead of ending the life of one evil creature, we can rid the world of two. Unless, of course, you desire to flee again, Echo. And why should I flee? You came here on your own, Hand of the Inheritor. And very soon you'll realize your mistake. Death awaits you here. You'll never leave this place. Did you know I was coming for you? He stares at you contemptuously. You Crusaders think that all demons are dumb as the rebels we send to Golarion. That isn't true. I have prevailed in wars and battles that you mortals know nothing about, and I will always use scouts. My spies are everywhere. You were trying to get the attention of Our Lady in Shadow. They told me that you were searching for me. I tracked your movements. I knew the moment you stepped foot on that little ship, I sent my slave, Kesoglir, after you. Unfortunately, he proved just as useless in the undeath as he was in life. I disappeared. What you talked about? My journey only lasted a few weeks. You haven't been seen in almost 6 months. You showed up in the abyss, caused mayhem in Narl Shinra, and then you disappeared. My spies told me that you'd acquired a ship and were headed for Kolfir, so I sent Kesoglir to hunt you down. But you disappeared, and up till now, I assumed you were dead. I thought you must be a fish food by now, or that perhaps you'd deserted, having realized your ridiculous and pathetic struggle was doomed to failure. Mendev Deskari laughs is shrill and unpleasant. The abyss is a primordial chaos. But laws of space and time have no power here. But this chaos can be controlled. You could, for example, force it to distort time around a particular ship, one that is being used by some overconfident outsider who used to a world of order and stability. Mutterstaffen stole your army from you. The demon reels have been slapped. You can hear the pure rage in her voice. She hisses angrily. Mutterstaffen is a skilled alchemist and gifted scientist, but he thinks too highly of himself. He was born in the abyss and spent his life here, so his knowledge and skills were too valuable to risk on the front line. His dreams of endless entertainment in the lands of the mortals and desires the glory of conquering Golarion. But he will not live to see this triumph. He will pay bitterly for his betrayal. After all, I am one of the few who know the secret of Mustafen's mortality. But you don't need to worry about that. You won't live long enough to see me destroy him. Portal in this room, where does it lead? It leads to the Nexus, our hub of mines and portals. You managed to put the mining of the Hindran crystals on hold for a while. The work will resume soon. I'll finish with you here with you, and then go to Golarion, catch Mustafen, to drag him back. I'll have to decide the best punishment for him. Can he still work with the crystals if he has no eyes? How about one eye and one hand? Of course, I'll certainly take his legs. He'll continue to create an army for me, whether he wants to or not. And with these hordes, I will march through the Worldwound, through Mendev, and through your entire plane. From one end to the other, mortals shall bow before Hepzibah, daughter of Baphomet. She turns her horned head towards Arushalay, and not just mortals. I will think of a worthy punishment for you as well, you miserable, stupid traitor. What kind of scum would trade the fury and power of the abyss for a friendship with these slabs of meat? You're a disgrace to the entire demon race. Arushalay's eyes flash with dark, burning rage. And who are you, girl, to lecture me about the abyss? You're nothing more than a slab of meat yourself. A half-mortal perversion of your father. You're not even a real demon, so don't you dare. Succubus stops short, and the fire and eyes disappear. She gasps horrified. Oh no, what am I saying? I've been chasing you so long, it's time to put an end to this. Mutterstaffen used his skills to give me new powers. I think it's time to use them. Hepzibah's roar shakes ground, her eyes flash crimson. When I finish with you, I will have you chained. You will be dragged behind the army, naked, wounded, and trembling. You'll watch as I, daughter of Baphomet, an archpriestess of his cult, take Golarion by the throat. I'll bring it to its knees and make it weep like a wench that has been whipped. You mentioned your dad an awful lot. Please tell me you haven't been cooking all these schemes up against the Golarions just to impress your father. I refuse to accept the reason for all these atrocities, just something so dumb. Oh. Wait, is that Queen? Oh, I thought that was the Queen. I was about to be very confused there. I mean, best opening move is always to try and take out a leader. Oh, wow. Cone of Cold goes a lot further than I remembered it going. I haven't buffed you guys yet. Let's hope that we can hit on the attacks we've currently got. Oh, damn. She can hit me without any issue. Vigil.
Kneel before me.
Wow, your destructive shockwave isn't half strong.
Do not hold back.
use your bless first one. Okay, thank you, Lario.
You won't survive me.
Arushale? Yeah, get rid of the Dispeller. Hepsamira can wait till last.
Killing is what I was made for.
Forgive me for this failure.
Yeah, I had a feeling I'd be put down. Damn, she couldn't get me up.
This one's mine.
Yeah, just by how much damage he does by just missing, he needs to be the one attack. He needs to attack. Run for your life. Head for the Nexus. We'll hide from the horrible Galarians and Al Shinra. You will pay for this. My father will punish you for your insolence. Behold the power. Behold the greatness. Tremble before Baphomet. Makes an insolent mortal suffer, my lord, and punish this rebellious angel who refused to bow before you. Ah, the angel who wandered into the abyss and couldn't find his way back to heaven. I've heard about you. My daughter could not break your spirit, but I will rip out your heart. My lady, Amida, hear my final words. The leader of the crystals is one of the Aureli Volesh's profane creations. His power comes from the blood of the fallen demon lords, yet he is our only hope. Looks like you overdid it, my daughter. Your torture drove the angel mad. A swift execution, but I wasn't finished with this angel. There were so many games I wanted to play with him. Through your power, O Lord, let our enemies tremble in terror. Now it's your turn, you lifeless scum. You have disappointed me. How dare you summon me here? How dare you use forbidden knowledge? You think I'm here to save you? No, I'm here to inflict punishment.
Wicked fiend. You have killed Iomede's most faithful servant. You will not commit such an injustice with impunity.
Argona's eyes glisten with tears of grief and rage. You feel a shiver of excitement in your chest turns with anticipation. The light you once wielded in the dungeons of Kenabres begs to be revealed once more. But why? Was it the Hand of the Inheritor's final words, or was it a terrible death? Whatever the reason, it seems like he has awakened something within you.
Have I been summoned merely to push this creature to death? A mortal who still shows loyalty to the queen that exiled him to the abyss. Oh yes, Galfrey guards her glory with the jealousy of a lioness.
The fiery gaze of the Demon Lord of Beasts pierce you. Like a red-hot knife, the demon scrutinizes you for a moment, then bursts into mocking laughter that resounds through the air. Have I been some... Oh, he's already read that.
No, this creature proudly wears the knife stuck in his back, like a badge of honor. Or is the betrayal weighing you down after all? Did you come here looking for a new master? One who can help you seek revenge?
I don't belong to the Abyss. I believe in Desna. I believe in mortals. And in the right to dream of something greater than being dominated by monsters like you.
As she stands before the Demon Lord, this Demon Lord of the Abyss, some innate instinct forces Arushale to her knees. She bows her head, compelled to show her reverence and submission to his authority, but the succubus is scowling, and there's a stubborn glint in her eyes. Slowly, as if bearing the weight of an entire mountain on her shoulders, Arushale straigens up and defiantly faces down the Demon Lord. Where did you send the Hand of the Inheritor?
Why do you care about his fate? He was merely your overseer. Heaven sent him to watch over you. His only purpose was to remind you of your mission and to destroy you, should you stray from the path. You shouldn't worry about him. He is just Iomede's pawn, and she did not think twice about without sacrificing him. The foolish angel thought he would be forgiven for leaving Regathiel and joining Iomade. But heaven never rewards traitors with its trust.
The Lord of the Abyss is hardly in a position to speak about treachery in the laws of heaven. Heed my words. Everything Baphomet says is either a simple lie, a lie designed to cover up another lie, or something even more dangerous. A half-truth.
Let's reveal the light of heaven. You have spoken enough, Lord of the Abyss. I will stop you. I know that I can. And a fuck you! The light spreads outwardly. It illuminates the holy wardens, and they reflect in radiance, shining like newly formed stars.
I feel power. It surrounds me from without and fills me from within. Shudder in fear, Lord of the Abyss, for you are my enemy, and I, an angel of heaven, holy warden of the 5th Crusade, am telling you that you cannot escape from here. Death awaits you, at the hands of the one who illuminated us with this light.
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Why are we fighting against Baphomet? That doesn't seem smart.
Endure this.
Exactly, he has great AC. I don't want to fight. Can I get a redo? I'm gonna do mass heal because let's make sure everyone is at tip-top shape.
Strike as one.
I love the command spell when it's not used against me.
Prepare yourself.
What level's Baphomet? Yeah, that's about right. This music is sick, though.
Desna, guide my hand.
Attack!
That was a lot of damage. Please don't do that again, Baphomet.
We shall overcome. Go! Make every strike count.
Okay, you only got one shot. That's okay. You know what? Let's take that off, and let's just make sure you hit, or continually attempt to hit, in a vain attempt to hit a Lord of Demons. Yeah, didn't think you'd be able to come that, but
Make your peace.
come on, Samael. There we go. How curious is barriers within my realm, but I cannot pass through.
Impossible. Impossible. Asmodeus himself could not contain me, but now, a mortal.
The Demon Lord wheezes and then falls silent.
Bravo. Bravo! What an unexpected performance. Lady Vorlish did not tell me you were capable of this. To take away a demon lord's ability to move across the plains and through space.
You set up a barrier that even I, in my own realm, was unable to overcome right away. The old goat must have been very, very surprised when he died.
Silence is broken by the sound of loud applause. The lady in shadow was watching the fight, and now she is clapping enthusiastically. However, something about her effusive praise seems forced and insincere. Lady in shadow, you may think that you know everything about me, but I am not your plaything. My ability is not limited by you, Arulu, or anyone else. You cannot control me.
Do you still believe your abilities were given to you by the gods? Or perhaps you think they are a product of your own mental fortitude? What nonsense. Yes, you managed to defeat your first Demon Lord, but you are the only one to accomplish such a feat. Do you know how many Demon Lords I have murdered?
What happens next? So what happened?
Your power resonated within your companions, causing an unusual effect. It reminds me of how the chain of ward stones works. I could not cross the barrier, and neither could the old goat. He was trapped inside, and could not escape when he became too exhausted to fight.
What happened to Baphomet will happen to all my enemies sooner or later.
I sincerely hope that wasn't a threat.
How did you get here?
You have been absent for too long. You are the chosen instrument of my will, but for months there was no word from you, and no one in the Midnight Isles knew where you were. I watched you from afar, unseen, but then you also managed to hide yourself from my gaze. If it hadn't been for Lady Vorlesh, I would have thought you dead long ago. She kept reassuring me that you were alive, and then I felt your blood in my realm again, and I heard the sound of Baphomet's hooves as he walked through my land. That is when I realized two things. First, this was my chance to annoy the old goat, and second, betting on you was the right choice.
Why did you decide to attack Baphomet? You didn't want war.
I did not want to enter into a difficult, exhausting war against Baphomet when he was at full strength. But massacring his minions when they are helpless and success is guaranteed? Well, that is a different matter entirely. Thanks to recent events, the slaughter can finally begin. Baphomet is frightened. He will not leave his abode for at least a year, because if he dies again within that time, his death will be final. This gives me an overwhelming advantage. My black bolts gave him a kiss he will not soon forget, and the memory of their touch will cool his fervor. Two armies of demons will meet in the coming battle, and one of them will be led by its mistress in all her glory. The other one, however, will be cut off at the head, and left without the leadership of its lord. In a year's time, I will have undermined Baphomet's forces, and deprived him of his troops and allies. By the time he finally feels invincible again, it will be too late. And instead of crushing my servants and destroying my islands, he will be forced to bargain for his life. As you can see, I won this war before it started, and it's all thanks to you.
Now that Baphomet is dead, will he become an island in your realm?
No. Any demon lord that is killed will return to their abyssal realm, where they will be reincarnated. Their body will be unharmed, but the Demon Lord will be vulnerable for an entire year. If they are killed again during that time, they will be drawn into the Rift of Repose forever. However, if I kill them, they will become an island in my realm. Therefore, nothing will induce Baphomet to leave his labyrinth during the next year.
Yet I was gone for several months, but my journey didn't take that long.
Perhaps it felt that way, but believe it or not, Alishanira has already forgotten the hot-headed Galarian who caused mayhem throughout the city. You may have ended up in some sort of temporal anomaly. These sometimes occur in the Abyss. Or perhaps someone arranged this anomaly for you. If that is the case, you are lucky to have escaped from it so quickly. You could have been gone for several centuries.
Okay, 1 second, guys. Looks like my OBS has decided to be absolutely garbage again. So if you give me 2 seconds, I'm going to make sure it's still working. I know that I can, at the very least, I know that I'm talking, so hopefully I can hear that. Add myself back into the game. But yeah, for some reason, OBS has been really shit lately, and I don't know why. So, anyone in the chat could just let me know. That'd be great. Cool. So, let's go. My power has increased.
Of course it has. Everything went according to plan. Your fight with the Demon Lord sapped much of your strength, and you were forced to rely on the power that you were given by Lady Vorlesh. You reached for it instinctively, without even realizing what you were doing.
She's not wrong. I don't like admitting that she's not wrong, but she's not wrong. So, what do we want to do? Enough talk about the past. Let's talk about the future. Before we do that, I'm just going to make sure OBS is just being really weird, and I don't understand. I'm probably going to have to look at why it's doing that. But enough talk about the past, let's talk about the future.
Every Demon Lord needs a weapon. Someone who will be an instrument of their will. Baphomet chose Hepzamira, and I chose you. I'm glad I picked the superior weapon. You proved yourself stronger than your counterpart, and laid bare the cowardice of my enemy. I, the Lady of the Midnight Isles, will give you the honor and glory that such a deed deserves. With a single blow, you have begun the great war between Nocticula and Baphomet. And I will reward you for this achievement. Your queen will reward you for this deed. But she cannot match the generosity of the Lady in Shadow. Accept my profane gift, and remember the moment you triumphed. The moment Nocticula herself expressed her gratitude and respect for you.
I hope you don't need me to explain to you that this offer is completely unacceptable. Do not agree to bond with a Lord of the Abyss. It is the worst decision you could possibly make.
And I agree. I don't need your gift. You refuse my gift. Reject.
Refuse
Oh.
my gift. Reject my favor? As you wish. My patronage will not extend to your humble self.
You promised you would help to close the Worldwound if I killed Hepzamira.
Conquest is your next step. The Worldwound can only be closed where it was opened, in the Threshold Fortress. Go back to Galarian, gather an army, and bring the full force of your power down upon your enemies. Baphomet will wish to recall his soldiers as soon as possible, in order to repel my attack. You will only have to deal with Deskari's servants. When you get to the threshold, stand on the edge of the rift that connects your plane and the Abyss, and we will execute our plan.
Alright guys, I'm just trying to make sure my stream is going alright, because I don't want it to fuck up, but what's going to stop Baphomet from sending more slaves here to mine crystals?
I will stop him. Baphomet's servants will be too frightened to go to the place where their master was killed. And whoever tries to mine my crystals will taste my wrath. You have fulfilled the mission for which you came, Galarian Crusader. The mining of Nehindrian crystals has ceased, and Baphomet and Deskari will no longer have mythic demons under their control. I will send my servants to destroy the network of passages they have carved throughout my islands. I will destroy all their portals, including the one that brought you to Alashanira.
Happening in Galarian.
It is clear that Queen Galfrey lacks your talent as a strategist. In your absence, she has made several mistakes that have brought Mendev's Crusaders to the brink of destruction. She is a skilled warrior, and a good leader, but that is not enough. It never has been when it comes to dealing with the Worldwound. You were the one who tipped the scales toward a victory for Mendev.
1 second, guys. Just gotta quickly check something. Apparently I'm skipping frames, but it's not telling me I've skipped frames. I don't understand. Cool. Just gonna ignore that. Sorry about that, guys.
But you'll soon find out everything for yourself. I won't spoil the surprise.
How do I get home?
The same way you arrived, through the Nexus. The rift that led you into the Abyss is open. Of course, the Queen tried to close up every opening within the Midnight Fane, but I'll let you in on a secret. She didn't close all of them. If you look hard enough, you'll find the way back.
Oh, I already know where the way back is. It's fine. I'll return to Galarian as soon as possible.
A wise decision. Every hour of delay is paid dearly in the blood of your soldiers, and you will need them to retake the threshold. Now it is time for you to return to your plane. You are desperately needed there, and I must attend to my own affairs.
Dr. Kula's voice has taken on the ominous tone of a dark oracle delivering ill tidings and grim portents. Gone, Targona speaks softly, but she can barely contain her fury. This smug demon is wrong if she thinks she can toy with you. But we cannot simply dismiss her words. The trouble that awaits us in Galarian. Samael, we need to hurry there. I will transport our companions across the plains, finish your business in this cursed place, and then come home to Galarian. What happened when Baphomet appeared? Everything changed. Power coursed through me, and suddenly I was connected to all of the other wardens. It was as if the actual wardstones were united in a single chain. I'd like to believe we could do something like that again. Queen of the Succubi was furious. The power seemed to have the same effect on her that it did on Baphomet, as she could only stand back and grind her teeth in frustration. If we can do something like that again, the Demon Lords will be too frightened to show their face in the wound. Very appealing idea. Turns out that an old cripple like me can still do quite a lot to help the Crusades. I may not be able to fight, but I can still help the ones who do. The light barrier we created, that we became, it not only weakened and bound Baphomet, but it also kept the Lady of Shadow away from us. We are in her realm. Demon Lords cannot survive where the light of heaven shines. What are you going to do when you return to Galarian? Whatever it takes. Targona speaks with an almost grin, determination. Her voice conveys her deadly resolve. We passed through the abyss and have seen so much evil and sorrow. We let demons toy with us for too long, always defending against their attacks, and never going on the offensive. But now you have defeated Baphomet. Everything has changed. The Lady in Shadows did not expect things to happen this way even the way they did, even though she tried to hide her surprise. I want to go after Mutasafan. He is leading an army to the Temple of Plura. We have to stop him. Moreover, he knows the echo of Deskari. He'll be the first step on the ladder that leads us towards those who rule the Worldwound. If we set off right now, we can probably catch up to him. You can find us after you finish your business here in the Abyss. The hand of the Inheritor is dead. He was a warrior, and he died a warrior. But he was avenged. Yaniel's voice is a mixture of steel and sadness. It's strange to think that the herald of the great goddess was mortal, just like us. Still can't believe it happened. He was an example to all of us, the leader of the angelic host. It's been a long time since heaven has suffered such a terrible loss. The herald of Aomade is not easy to kill, but we saw Baphomet rip his heart out, a heart that knew no cowardice, self-interest or malice. How could the Demon Lord even touch it? Surely its fire would have incinerated him. We'll meet again on Galarian. If Mutasafan shows up in the Worldwound, we will meet you with at his location. Otherwise, we'll meet you at Plura's Fall. So long. So, Hepsimera got slapped about. The undying love of the Hopebringer. This +5 spike shield also has a +5 enchant bonus to attacks and damage made by it. Once per day, the wielder can shoot as soon as a light or dark order to the shield. Light or all enemies So that is